first thing I'd like to tell you is we are not NLD party members, nor the children of the party members. We are just the Generation Z. We are speaking up in this video because we like our voices being heard by other nations and to take serious actions for saving us from dictatorship. Please watch the video till the end.
This is the land called the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, or the Golden Land. She has famous pagodas and very interesting places to visit. People of Myanmar are very friendly, hospitable, and helpful. Myanmar is also well known for her delicious traditional foods, dishes, drinks, as well as their finest cultures and traditions. Because of these, I'm so proud to be a Myanmar citizen. Yet, it is stated in Wikipedia that once Myanmar was one of the world's most impoverished country. Since 1962, the Myanmar Socialist Program Party had ruled the country as a totalitarian one-party state headed by General Ne Win under the government agenda called the Burmese Way to Socialism, which involved economic isolations and strengthening the military. Myanmar became one of the world's most impoverished countries.
After that, the 4/8 uprising was started by students in Yangon on 8 August 1988, which is also known as the 8888 uprising or the People Democracy Movement. Student protests spread throughout the country. Hundreds of thousands of monks, children, university students, housewives, doctors, and common people protested against the government. Thousands of deaths have been attributed to the military during this uprising. During the crisis, Dr. Suu Kyi emerged as a national icon. When the military junta arranged an election in 1990, her party, the National League for Democracy, won 81% of the seats in the government. But the military junta refused to recognize the results and continue ruling the country. Dr. Suu Kyi was also put under house arrest. She was lifted in 2010 before the ruling of U Thein government.
5 years after the ruling of U Thein government, there was a general election in 2015 in which the NLD party won the majority of votes. Under the ruling of this civil government, under the NLD party government, there occurred obvious improvements in many sectors. Seeing very hardworking and altruistic leader Daw Aung San Suu Kyi and most of her party members, many citizens, including me, voted them back again in 2020 general election held on November 8 and gave the party a landslide win. See, a landslide win even in this time of pandemic. So I thought that our country is getting nearer and nearer to get its brighter future. But on the 1st of February 2021, democratically elected leader Daw Aung San Suu Kyi and other officials were arrested secretly by Myanmar militants. Military General Min Aung Hlaing said that the seizure of power was simply because the NLD party or the winning party didn't practice a genuine discipline, flourishing multi-party democratic system, and there was fraud in November's polls. Actually, the UEC, Union Election Commission, already explained about it in a press conference in January. On the first day of February, in the early morning, phone lines and internet connections around the nation were disrupted and state television went off air. Unexpectedly, in the afternoon, we could get access to all the phone lines and internet connections again. So, we made the situations of our country known to other nations and the Myanmars living or staying abroad through the two most used social platforms, Messenger and Facebook.
However, the wicked and cunning military attacked the internet a few days ago, so that the citizens of Myanmar can't post anything about them or their areas. But you know, the citizens of Myanmar are not the type of coward people who will accept whatever the powerful ones do. Not only the citizens living in Myanmar, but also the ones staying abroad started rising up in protest. The problem, unity is strength, that's what here. We gather outside, walk along the main roads and demonstrate, peacefully shouting that we don't want any military coup, set the state council free, we value our votes. We just want democratically elected government and so on. Moreover, people in Yangon and in other regions and also the ones who are working or living abroad have been banging pots and pans and holding their car homes at 8 p.m. to protest against the military coup.
Yes, as the general strike continues, the crowd is getting bigger and bigger. Surprisingly, most protesters are teens and adults who want nothing but just justice. At first, we simply walk along the roads and demonstrate peacefully, crying loud just to set our state leader free. Protesters also sing Kabam Jebu, a song that was first popularized as the anthem of the 8/8/88 uprising. But then, an 8 p.m. 4 a.m. curfew has been exposed around the nation. Furthermore, the announcements made by each township's general administration department also banned all the gatherings of more than 5, delivering speeches, protesting, and rioting. Actions can be taken against violators under Section 144 of the Penal Code. However, the public who loved the truth and leader Aung San Suu Kyi started protesting in many different ways to seek international attention. Boys of Generation Z have been protesting wearing short skirts, and girls and the ladies of Generation Z with suits, gowns, and wedding dresses with protest signs and slogans. There are also small groups of people reciting Pali verses on the roads to pray for the freedom of leader Aung San Suu Kyi.
Another way protesters used to go against the Myanmar militant is that taking part in civil disobedience movement, which is peaceful and non-violent, but a very effective form of protesting. Almost all civil employees who don't want dictatorship are taking part in CDM. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, and even some police forces and firemen in Myanmar have been joining the campaign called Red Ribbons, as well as holding up protest signs. At this point, we all have to know that participating in a Red Ribbons campaign doesn't mean they're really doing civil disobedience. Public, including people who are not working under the government, support the teachers, engineers, and other civil employees in the civil disobedience movement. They condemn the coup. Good news is that in Shan State and in Mandalay, all government staffs have joined the CDM. Senior General May Aung Hlaing stated in his speech that schools and universities will be reopened very instantly, but it's quite sure that nearly all students won't go to, because they don't want the education given to them by the militants or tyrants. The most important resource of a nation is its human resources. Once each and every civil employee takes part in civil disobedience movement, every governmental sector will come to a completely halt, and it can seriously affect the country's movement. Thus, nothing but CDM is the best solution to unseat the wicked and undemocratic militants. Absolutely, Myanmar citizens don't want a dictatorship. However, the actions by the current militants exactly draw the country back into dictatorships. Let me tell you how. Firstly, Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, and other TV channels have been banned in Myanmar, thinking that people cannot be informed through social media. People cannot connect to other countries in case of asking for help. Another awkward and disgusting ad is that spreading fake news through military-owned TV channels like MRTV and MWD, so that the public get trapped inside war or psychological warfare. Another hideous action of the militants is that making the protesters injured. The recent news stated in United Nations Myanmar page that in Naypyidaw, Mandalay, and in other cities, numerous demonstrators have been injured, some of them seriously, by security forces in connection with the current protests across the country. Myanmar police opened fire warning shots to the air
use water cannons and shot rubber bullets, making the brutal crackdown on the anti-violence protests. A girl named Myanmar Kai was shot down to the head with a real bullet by Coup, and she's now in a state of coma, and the media also says she's dead.
And the last, a very current and democratic Arab Myanmar militant is that threatening us with cyber law. Isn't that throwing the history back to the Stone Age? There are enormous amounts of citizens depending on the social media like Facebook and Messenger. For example, motivational speakers, influencers, streamers, gamers like primary schools who took the pride for our country very recently, online shoppers and so on. In that case, is cyber law really necessary? Let me ask again. Is cyber law seriously essential? But let me tell you, we, the generation Z, knows that a day without the internet can make this country into a complete stop. Online said in his video that some state-owned TV channels are being broadcasted with the help of the internet, and that airline and bank services in Myanmar have to depend on the internet. What? Banning the internet? Go ahead if you can.
During these days, exactly after all the prisoners have been released, the public have to live with fear. We are feeling that we are no longer safe. In some townships or quarters, trespassers are being spotted, especially at night, and hence we are getting scared of sleeping at night time. Now, boys and men have to patrol once it is dark for the safety of others. Could I ask the military general a question here? Is that your intention, to make the public live with anxiety?
What we have talked about are the recent happenings in this golden country named Myanmar. Why do you think we are speaking up? Of course, because it is urgent. We seriously want our voices being heard by other countries and the United Nations. So, could you please help our country by calling your government and your representatives to take immediate and other actions towards Myanmar military junta?